have here today, who is first? Timothy Michaels. Yes, prayers out to Bernie Kosar, needing a kidney transplant, I believe. At least that's what Timothy said. I think it's for the kidney. But prayers out to Bernie Kosar. Put your prayers out. Well wishes to the Browns legend at quarterback. It's Jules. What up? Brandon Ware. What up? 4512. Okay. Ravens. What up, Drew? Stephanie. Michael. Harry Williams. And Kid Wilson. We are all here. Browns pregame show. We ain't had one of these in a while. I am in a good mood today. How long will that last? That is a very good question. I am on a 100% today. So put your energy in the chat. Put your great willness in the chat because we want to try and stay happy for as long as possible. We all know it probably won't last long. So we have the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Why are we playing at 4:25? I don't know. The NFL hates me and it hates us. And you can get into the game today for as low as $6. We have failed so bad that we get tickets for $6. And I still wouldn't go if you gave them to me for free. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Daryl, what up? In the streets, what up? 4 p.m. games mess me up too, my guy. Miami girl, how are you doing? Gloria, Kid. I said Kid already. I'm saying, all right. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. You all know how we do. You all know how pregame shows go, but we haven't been here before, so let's recap. We all talk about the last game of the week or the week before. We lost to the Jets 27-20, and we talk about our feelings. How do we feel about last week's loss? Between scale of 1 to 10. 1, I'm okay. Mere bag of shells. I thought about it. I woke up. I'm cool. On to next week. On to the Ravens. Or 10. I am sick of this crap. We are terrible. I can't stop thinking about how we lost that game. How could we lose that game? 10, you're on high alert. 1, you're on low alert. Mere bag of shells. Let's move on to the Ravens. Let me know. Put your rating in the chat. 1, low alert. Not a big deal. 10, high alert. I can't believe we lost that football game. Let me know in the chat. Let's see here. Boycott the $6. That was my question. 2 East Coast teams playing at 4:25. $6 GD8R4. What up, Cheryl? Dog check.
Dog check! Dog check!
But Gabriel was up for Rookie QB of the Week. You know, Rookie of the Week, that award is starting to get watered down. How? What up, Chefman? Folding clothes. Hey, get that laundry done. Listen to me, bloviate, and get the laundry done. Nothing wrong with that. 10, Cheryl Scurry. What up, the Pebble? 50, you want out. AAA, 10.
Dog check!
NFL, make a mistake instead of Rookie of the Week. Dookie of the Week? Dookie? 5. We got a 10, 10, and a 5. I don't see any. Did I miss any other rating? 10, 10, 5. I think that's all I got. 10, 10, 5. Okay. 10 from AAA, 10 from Cheryl Scurry, 5 from Stephanie. We got a new name for the rookie from the Rookie of the Week, Dookie of the Week. I don't know if I can co-sign that because I might get in trouble. Oh, Chanel, what up? Listen, everybody, you know, they be changing their names and I'm one man. How are you doing, Chanel? My bad, Chanel. How are you doing folding your clothes, Chanel? How are you doing? Diane, hello. I just want the laughs to stop. What up, Ice Baby? 000. I would say I'm at a 9.5. Okay? Why is it not a 10? Because once it's a 10, I don't know where else I can go. I have to live a sliver of a chance that maybe, just maybe, something will change and we'll win again and we'll have a sliver of good times. That's why it's a 9.5. Okay? We let two special teams touchdowns. That's 14 points. That shouldn't happen. Justin Fields threw for 54 yards, and we lost a football game. Okay? A football game. And we lost. How does that happen? Ladies and gentlemen, how does that happen? Yeah, YouTube changed out names. I'm good. Hope all is well. Got you. The volume is low for you, Miami girl? Is the volume low for anyone else? Is the volume low for anyone else? And then our offense just sucks. Our offense is pathetic. It's terrible. It's trash. And we don't care. We're not going to do anything about it. We're going to trot this terrible offense out on the field every single week and expecting for something to change. The definition of insanity is what we are doing on the offensive side of the football. The definition of insanity is what we are doing on offense. That's why it's a 9.5. That's all I got. I'm not even going to get into Dillon Gabriel right now. I'm not even going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not getting into Dillon Gabriel. I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to be nice. That's why I'm at a 9.5. Not anymore. Hopefully our special teams won't single-handedly lose the game. What are your thoughts about seeing Deshaun again? Everyone at the game should stay out of the stadium and tailgate. I don't want to see Deshaun again, Kid Wilson. I do not want to see Deshaun again. So I blew out your ears. So is it low or is it not? Somebody said it's low. Somebody said I blew out their ears. Which one is it? So I can help you guys out. I don't want to blow out your ears, but I don't want it to be too loud. So is the volume okay? Let me know. I don't want to see Deshaun Watson. I was the biggest Deshaun Watson supporter when he was on the field. I made every chance that I could get, that I could do, and I thought he would be better, and he just wasn't. I would rather see the rookie quarterbacks battle it out. Shador Sanders, Dillon Gabriel. Those are the only two quarterbacks that I want to see play football. I am done with the Deshaun Watson experience. You can post videos all day. You can post videos on social media about how great you're going to be. I am back. The comeback starts now. Everybody looks good in premeditated social media posts. If I could go right now on an Instagram story and throw a football 20 yards and say, look at me, Cleveland, watch out, sign me today, and I probably could look pretty good because I can edit the video. I can make it look the way it needs to be. I am done with Deshaun Watson. I don't want to see him anymore. I don't care if we wasted $235 million. I'm done with Deshaun Watson. But that's just me. It's fine. Yes, it's fine. Up and down. It was low. Now it's good. Okay. It's getting bad. I want to see them put Shador in just to shut everyone up. Very tired of all the armchair experts. Mike, you don't like Shador. I don't like Dillon. But at least I am seeing Dillon play. And he's not good. What do you mean? He's not good. He sucks. So you should want to see Shador. He is not. Dillon Gabriel can't throw the ball 30 yards accurately. He's not good. But guess what? We get to see him again today. Yay for us. He's so bad that tickets are $6. What last Browns quarterback you know had tickets $6? I will wait in the chat. $4.25. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, ever since he came back, the Ravens are winning. Lamar equals wins. The Ravens in the hunt for the playoffs. They know they have to come to Cleveland against a stout Browns defense at home. The Browns are lights out on defense. The crowd has their back. Baltimore knows that they're going to have to play their A game on offense, 425 on CBS. Let's talk about, we set up this pregame show on Patreon. Shout out to my Patreon members, Stephanie, Big Dollar C, Triple A, Cheryl Tucker Moore, everybody that came through on the Patreon stream, and we set up this pregame show, and they had a question. And I said, well, guess what? We're going to ask it on Sunday. And they wanted to know, who is the best wide receiver on the Cleveland Browns? Now, depth chart wide, on the depth chart, it's Jerry Jeudy, number 3. They have him as the best wideout. But is he the best wide receiver? Is it David Njoku? Now, he's listed as a tight end, but he runs routes. You could say he's the best pass catcher, maybe wide receiver on the team. Is it Harold Fannin Jr., rookie standout from Bowling Green? Well, or is it Cedric Tillman, even though he's been hurt, he's young, maybe he's the best, but this is why you guys need to help us out, because I don't know what the answer is. Or is it no one, because the quarterback can't get them the football on a consistent basis? Is it to be determined? Give me your answer in the chat. Who is the best wide receiver on the Browns today? Let me know. Poll, who thinks Dog Check can throw 20-yard spiral? I don't like either of them. Just put Shador in. Corey, well, the good note, the Steelers up 13. That's not a good note, Chanel. It's not a good note. Score prediction 30-3. I wanted Jackson Dart, and we passed on him, I believe. Mike, listen, I like Jackson Dart. Now, I will say this. He needs to play less reckless, slide when he runs, so he can not get injured. But I like the Jackson Dart. Not one analyst will say Dylan is an NFL QB. Dylan really has one play where I sat back and was like, this guy can play. November 16 was the last time we sold for $6 our winless year. Thank you, Harry. 2016, our winless year. We've got 2 wins, and we're already selling tickets for $6. Can tell when the ball isn't catchable or gets in their hands. So nobody has told me, though, who the best receiver is. Nobody has said in the chat, who is the best receiver on this football team? Or are you guys saying since Dylan's the quarterback, there is no best receiver? I'm not sure what the answer is. Now, if I had to pick one person from the way they're playing this year, consistency, day in and day out, no matter who the quarterback is, Joe Flacco, Dylan Gabriel, those are the only 2 that's played so far, I would go with Harold Fannin Jr. Now, is he technically a wide receiver? No. But he goes as a wide out. He runs a lot of routes. He has the most receptions on the team. He's the safety blanket for both Joe Flacco when he was here and Dylan Gabriel. I think he is going to be, in the future, this team's leading starting tight end. They know this, so I'm going with Harold Fannin Jr. He has had a couple of key drops during the season, but what receiver on this team hasn't dropped a pass? So I'm not going to hold that against him. So if I had to pick one person throughout the year who's been the best wide receiver / pass catcher on this football team, I would pick Harold Fannin Jr. And he's hard to bring down. He likes to get yards after the catch. He will drag a couple humans like they're a piece of lint. All right? Chanel is folding clothes right now, watching the Steelers. If there's any lint that happens to be on the clothes, she's going to fold it and throw the lint away. That's what Fannin does to defenders. He throws them away like a piece of lint. I don't know where that came from, but just stay with me. Harold Fannin, you're asking like we have receivers. Shots fired at the receivers for the Browns. And I can't drink water with the cap on. Jacksonville is beating the Chargers 35-6. What is going on? with the Chargers. Baltimore and Cleveland, 4:25 p.m. on CBS. Pittsburgh's winning 20-9. They just scored a touchdown. I don't know why we play at 4, but we just do chat. We just do, and I absolutely hate it. I am going to go with Harold Fannin Jr. Next question that we have going down the pipeline is Quinshon Judkins. He missed, he didn't miss a game. Luckily, he did get hurt. He had a sprained shoulder going into the bye week. We know the workload that he has on this team. He had 22 carries against the Jets for 75 yards. Is he going to be durable enough to keep up with the workload that he has to carry on this football team? That is the question for you. Think about it for a second. Right now, teams do not fear our passing game whatsoever. So when they go against this Browns offense, they stack the box and they say, number 10, you, as long as we stop you, we are good to go. Is he going to be durable enough to last this workload, especially if Dylan Gabriel plays every game for the rest of the season? Will Quinshon Judkins hold up? He already has one injury, a sprained shoulder, this early in his career. Will he be able to do it? Let me know in the chat. Miami didn't fire their coach, and now they're playing well the last couple of weeks. Go Jags. Pushing this game out as long as they can. That's why they pushed it back to 4:25. They didn't want to see the game play. Is that what you're saying? That's why it got pushed back? You know how bad of GM the Dolphins have to be when you get fired, the whole team tuned up and ball out. They have been playing pretty good. Nope, they're going to have him retire early. Harbaugh sign-stealing staff thought it was the bye week. Shots fired. Chubb is doing well with his opportunities at Texans. That's why we have Sampson as well. I do believe, I think that they need to split the carries a little bit more for Cleveland. If you look at last game's box score, 22 carries for Judkins, 1 carry for Jerome Ford, 2 carries for Dylan Sampson. That's not going to work. That's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. Judkins not going to survive if that is the workload between the running backs, because the way that Judkins runs, he's not light on his feet. He runs hard. He runs like Earl Campbell used to run. If you remember who Earl Campbell was, you know what I'm talking about. He runs hard. He wants to run over your soul. He doesn't tap dance around your soul. He wants to run through your soul. If you give Quinshon Judkins 22 to 25 carries a game with the way that he runs, with our non-passing game, that's not going to work. You have got to find ways to get this man a little bit of help. 2 carries for Sampson, 1 carry for Jerome Ford. Out of our running backs, I don't think he will hold up if that is how they continue to divvy up the carries between the running backs. Yes, Dylan Gabriel had 5 carries, but I'm not counting Dylan Gabriel because those were scrambles when the pass plays broke down. That is not going to be acceptable, and they have to find a way to break down the running game between Sampson, Ford, and Quinshon Judkins. Or find out how to pass the football. One or the other. I worry about Judkins. If Judkins is not MVP, Adrian Peterson, these games, I see what you're saying, Zay. I see what you're saying. And I don't think he'll be able to. Just because Adrian Peterson was special. Adrian Peterson was a dog. And with 28 people in the box, I just don't believe Quinshon Judkins. As you can see, his production is starting to dip a little bit because they absolutely are not scared of anything with the Browns passing game. It was more balanced with Chubb and Hunt. Exactly. Chubb and Hunt was a two-man crew. We don't have a two-man crew right now. It's a one-man crew, and his name is Quinn Sean Judkins. All right. If you're just getting here, the Browns and the Ravens face off at 4:25 on CBS. Watch party will be here right on the channel. We're going to have Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens coming into town to face off against Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns. Can Myles Garrett in this defense slow down Baltimore Ravens, who are coming in? They're on a winning streak. They are trying to get into the playoffs. Maybe, just maybe win the division. Pittsburgh right now has a hold on that, but Baltimore is trying to catch up. Or can the Browns play spoiler? Spoiler alert, because at home, this defense is monstrous. And can Tommy Reese and Dylan Gabriel muster up some offense, put some points on the board to get some pressure off this defense? We're going to see today at 1 plus 3 hours, 4:25. You see how I added that up. I caught myself. Okay, next question that we have on the stream. We talked about Harold Fannin Jr., and I think the beloved David Njoku could be in trouble. He didn't get traded at the trade deadline. He was excited. It was all over social media. But at the end of the year, his contract is up. Do we believe, will David Njoku be a Cleveland Brown next year, or is the writing on the wall with the appearance of Harold Fannin Jr., the rookie outstanding sensation out of Bowling Green? Will this be the last time we see David Njoku in the Browns uniform this year? Will he go elsewhere after this year is up? Let me know in the chat. Or will he be back next year because he loves being in Cleveland? He says it himself. I love it here. I want to be here forever. Just like me. I'm going to be here forever. I have no choice. He reminds me of Bo Jackson. Okay. I'm sorry to say this, but I think before the end of the first, you're going to lose it. You're not even giving me the first quarter? Tommy's sweating bullets for this upcoming game. Yes, if Shedeur is QB, he'll get traded. So you're saying if Shedeur is the quarterback, Njoku's going to come back? Okay, that's a different outlook on it. AAA says he's out of here. Zay says Njoku's staying and they're going to use him as a fullback? I don't know, man. I don't know. Njoku was a fullback. I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it at all. Hit the like button if you just come in. If you just came in, pregame show before the watch party, make sure you hit that like button. It'll be greatly appreciated. Share it around the world. Thank you so much. Can we get the 50 likes? I think the writing's on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I think the writing is on the wall. With this contract coming up, with the regime that we have now, they are ruthless. They don't care. You see that Nick Chubb jersey right there? I'm always going to bring up the Nick Chubb jersey because I love Nick Chubb and I'm still not over it, okay? I know people say get over it. I can't because I love Nick Chubb. They got rid of him like he was a wet napkin, okay? So David Njoku, they're not going to care. If the money don't make sense, they're going to get rid of him because they found his replacement in Harold Fannin Jr. So I think the writing is on the wall unless they come up with some agreement to make the money work. They're not about loyalty here in Cleveland. Loyalty is out of the question. So if you think, oh, well, the Browns are going to be loyal. I mean, he's been here for so long. No. They're not about loyalty. They're about the dollar, the mighty dollar, the bottom line. Listen, they're selling tickets for $6, okay? They're trying to save money. We got a dome coming in 2029. Yes, I hope he goes and plays with Mahomes. Travis Kelce is not going to last much longer. I do like your channel. Thank you, Tammy. Speaking of Nick Chubb, Texans 10-6. Mahomes, Michael. You know, I don't think Patrick Mahomes would be mad at that. He would like that combination of Njoku and Mahomes. Travis Kelce is on his way out. He's a little bit older. But I do want David Njoku to stay. Listen, the tight end is the quarterback's best friend. When you have a good tight end, 2 tight ends at that, I think it's something you want to keep. That's just me. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think having Njoku and having Fannin and having depth at that position is a plus, is a good thing. You can use one of them actually as your de facto receiver number 2 if you really want to. Like we have Jerry Jeudy right now, who's our number 1. He's really a number 2 unless you have an elite quarterback that can make him a number 1. Having 2 good tight ends is not a bad thing. Now, obviously, you have to make it work with the money and the cap. I understand all that. That is not my strength, and I don't act like it is. But in a perfect world for me, you keep both Fannin and Njoku because I think they're both very, very good tight ends in today's world of almost like college football. What is going on with me? In the world of the NFL. But yeah, Browns aren't loyal, so they'll get rid of him in a heartbeat. The entire NFL is going to be shaken up. Look how loyal they were to Chubb. Look, Daryl, you ain't got to tell me. I cry about it every stream. So is Watson going to be the next head coach, or are y'all going to let him walk with that? Please. He may be the next coach in Madden. He may be the next Browns coach in Madden. That's about it. But for all I care, Watson can walk to the next bus stop and get a bus to his next team with his contract. I could care less. I am done with Deshaun Watson. Book that. All right. Plug it again. And for everyone in this stream right now, in about an hour, it's going to be the Cleveland Browns versus the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to talk about who we think is going to win here in a little bit. We're also going to talk about who our big dog is of the game, all that great stuff. But before we do, we have one more pressing issue that we have to talk about. And everything about this question has been talked about all week long, the past 2 weeks. And now I want to get your thoughts on this question, okay? It's been a hot topic in Cleveland. If you haven't heard about this topic, you've been living under a rock, and that's okay. It is all right. We are here for you. The Dog Check channel. Why is Kevin Stefanski so resistant to play Shedeur Sanders? There are so many theories out there of why this is, why he doesn't want to play Shedeur. I have heard, well, he's a 5th-round pick. That's why he doesn't play him. He's not good at quarterback. That's why he doesn't play him. I have heard, well, they're just sticking to the plan. They have an airtight solution for Shedeur Sanders. I have heard almost every theory of why Kevin Stefanski will not play Shedeur Sanders. I have heard another one that Dylan Gabriel and Kevin Stefanski, they have the same agent. So that's why he has the longest leash that there is for a starting quarterback in the NFL. So I don't know what's what. So I want you to tell me why you think Kevin Stefanski is so resistant to play Shedeur Sanders. And then I'll give you my opinion after all of you give me yours and all the things that I've been hearing about Kevin Stefanski and his lack of willingness to play Shedeur Sanders. Let's see what we got here. Kevin's hat on is too tight. I've had a hat on too tight before. It doesn't feel good. He shouldn't even have a job still. Cleveland will owe Njoku $24 million in dead cap in 26. They're not going to keep him with Harold Fannin playing the way he is. It's a very good point. Very good point. $24 million. Yeah, he's out of here. He is out of here. Unfortunately, he is out of here. When I see that number, He gone. Unless they negotiate his contract, we'll see. Shador will win games. Dylan is his Josh Allen or Pat Mahomes. They do have the same agent. Thank you, Brandon, for confirming that. I hear things. I don't believe everything I hear, because listen, somebody from Giant Eagle can get in front of a camera and say stuff. It doesn't mean it's true. Somebody from Kohl's can get on the internet and write an article. It doesn't mean it's true. So I am very select on what I listen to, okay? Because I don't want to come on here and be like, Joe Johnson from BelieveMe.com said, and then I look like an idiot, So I'm just cautious on what I hear, I didn't want to come out here and say they have the same agent and then somebody say, no, they don't. What are you talking about? But if they do, that is very interesting. And it makes me raise an eyebrow like The Rock. He's smoking crack. Randall, that is a acquisition of all acquisitions. He's smoking crack. Okay. That's heavy stuff. He was forced to draft him, not play him. Oh, interesting. What up, Smuggle Kitten? Airtight solution. How do you want to breathe? Stefanski wants a QB that is boring as he is. Ramsey and Chase going at it. Shador is probably not playing because of a lot of what Prime had to say about the coach and the organization, and Stefanski didn't want him. Okay. Kevin would be a great JUCO coach. DG was Kevin's draft pick over 12, so he wants to prove he was right. Play him for as many games until it's obvious. Okay, Coach CJ. I like it. A lot of you make good points. That last point is where it really hits home for me, and I've been kind of saying it. We all have pride in life, and I think Kevin Stefanski is working off a lot of pride. If you have a guy in your mind that is your starting quarterback for your team, and you go ahead and you say, you know what, let's pull the trigger and draft this guy here. Okay? And then somebody else says, you know what? We want to take a flyer on this quarterback too. Now you want to prove yourself right because I am the head coach. I know what makes a quarterback tick, and this is the guy. Now, nobody else said that in the entire world that Dillon Gabriel was the guy at the third round, maybe a little later. Now, people could say the same thing about Shador. Well, everybody passed on him. He's no good. I have heard that too. Cool. But we have now had a sample size from Dillon Gabriel that hasn't been very good. It's been kind of underwhelming if we're going to be honest with each other. And almost everybody, media, fans of other teams, fans of the Browns, are like, okay, we've seen enough. Let's see what Shador has. But Kevin Stefanski's like, no. Because he wants to be right. Because once he sits down Dillon Gabriel, you cannot go back. You can't do it. He's not a veteran. He's a rookie. Once you pull the plug, it's over. Experiment done. You can't go backwards. You can't go, okay, Shador, we're going to go back to Dillon. That ship has sailed, especially if you pull him for bad quarterback play. So he is going to squeeze all of the juice out of Dillon Gabriel that he can until he has no choice. What Kevin Stefanski in a perfect world hope that happens is that Dillon Gabriel can turn around, look like an NFL quarterback, and he can say, see, I was right. He's a good quarterback. You just have to give him time. He's a rookie. You got to let him develop. That's what's in his brain right now. And that's why, to me, he is resistant on playing Shador Sanders. Because if he does, and let's say Shador is just better than Dillon Gabriel. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen or Patty Mahomes, but if he's better than Dillon Gabriel, and it's obvious, then the questions are going to be, what did you see in practice that made you believe that Dillon Gabriel was better than Shedeur Sanders all of this time. That's why I think he's resistant to play Shedeur Sanders in the calmest demeanor that I can deliver it. All right. All previous DG's coaches share the same agent. It's all obvious he ain't it. It's obvious he's a backup. I don't know if Dillon's a backup for a bad team unless you're tanking. Good afternoon, Tylene Spiritoso 3791. It won't happen against the Ravens. It won't happen against the Ravens. I don't even think it'll happen against the Raiders. They are home against the Niners, the Browns are. So that's 2 more games for Dillon Gabriel. That would be 7 games played, I believe, at that point. If I'm right. If I'm wrong, you can let me know. I'm trying to do quick math. I think that would be 7 games for Dillon Gabriel at that point, getting to the Raiders game. So if he still has shown absolutely nothing, maybe they would. I don't know at this point. I don't have any faith in Kevin Stefanski right now in pulling the plug on Gabriel because he loves him like a son, I think, at this point in time. So I don't have any expectations that he will. But we'll wait and we'll see. We just have to watch, and we'll just have to see what happens with this offense starting today against the Baltimore Ravens. And Tommy Rees's second game calling plays. Do they stretch the field today against Baltimore? Shedeur showed he was better in the Panthers. The NFL did not. I did hear the NFL did not Shedeur drafted. The whole sabotage theory. So the NFL said don't, and Cleveland did. So now the NFL is daring the Browns to play high. We will not see Shedeur this year. You know, I'm starting to lean more and more towards that. But here's the problem with that if that does happen. Because if he doesn't play this year, you wasted a pick. You just wasted a draft pick. You could have picked something else with the 5th round pick, like a receiver. You know, you could have got some depth in the offensive line. So let's say he doesn't play a snap in the regular season. You took a 5th round pick and you wasted it. Because if he doesn't play this year, he's not going to play next year because the Browns are going to draft a quarterback next year. So you just wasted a 5th. You just picked a player that you're never going to play in your team. Well, you could have got a receiver. You could have got a lineman. You could have got anything that would have helped the team. You wasted it. So if that's the scenario, that would be the dumbest thing in NFL history. I think he will play eventually. It's just not going to be when most fans want it to happen. It's going to be later in the year when the Browns are just, the season is about over. And then they're going to go, okay, fine. Go ahead and play. I think that's what it's going to be, in my humble opinion. Just in my humble opinion. At this point, Corey, as long time Browns fan, what up, Bosco? I'm hoping they lose every game so we can get some change. Okay. Only way he plays if Dillon gets hurt or fans boo him off the field. Casey, you make a good point there. I hate players getting hurt. And I always say on this channel, if you've been here for a while, I hate injuries. I hate people who cheer injuries. And if you cheer injuries on my channel, I'm banning you immediately. But I will say this. There's a dangerous thing that could happen today for Dillon Gabriel. One of 2 things could happen. One, he comes out and he balls out. And everybody's like, oh, okay. Maybe there's something here. Or 2, he comes out and is a complete disaster at home. That's a bad thing. If you're a complete disaster at home, because they will boo you off the field. Browns fans don't care. Browns fans are fed up. They will boo you off the field immediately, and it was part of the reason that they got rid of Joe Flacco for Deshaun Watson, because they knew, man, listen, Deshaun comes up here and starts stinking up the joint, there's going to be boo birds. There's going to be boo birds. They didn't want to deal with it. They won't tell you that. They won't tell you, but that is the reason they did it. Everybody knows it. They're like, man, they're going to boo. They're going to chant Flacco. It ain't going to be good. Nobody's going to chant DTR. Ain't one person in the world chant DTR. We'll be safe. They got Jameis, and they're like, whew, we'll be all right. Here, if he stinks up the joint, and when I say stink up the joint, I mean inaccurate throws, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, a turnover, bad things could happen at the stadium. Boo birds could fly. Will he pull them then? I still don't think he will. I don't think he will, but it could be bad. That's just my opinion. But who sees? Well, we'll see. I don't cheer injuries. The only way he plays if Kevin's fired. That won't happen. What up, Bosco? How's he going to ball out? He's not growing no more. You never know, man. I've seen weird things happen in football. No glimpse of excellence has happened. You tripping if you think BG is going to ball out. His PFF grade didn't say he could ball out. He will get booed today. We might need a special sound effect for when DG gets booed. Anything could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But I also didn't think we were going to get Deshaun Watson, and I was absolutely wrong. So I'm never going to say never on things in the NFL. I'm never saying never, ever. Weirder things has happened. What up, Shino? How you doing, my guy? Jackson, you want a dog check? I got you.
Dog check! Dog check!
All right, let's talk about the game, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Who's your big dog of the game? Mine is going to be Myles Garrett. You tell me who yours is. Put it in the chat. Who's your big dog of the game? Let me know. If the Browns are going to win, who is the reason why? Let me know in the chat. Who's your big dog of the game? Put it in the chat. Let me know. Myles goes through 25. I wish I could watch it. I'm in Atlanta. Dylan is 26 years old. Dylan is 26. As a Steelers fan, I need y'all to keep the Ravens near the basement. Judkins is your big dog of the game. Okay. Quinshawn. Myles Garrett, big dog of the game. For Spirit, a.k.a. Tylene. Myles will kill number 8, 3 sacks. Now, we don't want him to die, okay? We don't want him to die. We want him to be alive. Corey, you're the big dog today because without you, it's a boring game. Thank you, Harry. Dylan Gabriel going to throw for 350, 4 TDs and an interception. How confident are you in that, Shino? Myles and Judkins, Carson Stresswinger, and Myles Garrett. You know what, AAA? I was close to picking Carson as my big dog of the game, thinking he might have to spy on Lamar. He flies all over the field, but I went with Myles Garrett. I do like Carson too. I do like it. Judkins, my big dog is going to be DG. I keep picking the obvious ones and it never pans out. Okay, DG. You're blessing him. 80% sure. Judkins. The reason I'm going with Myles Garrett, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going with Myles Garrett. Now, I know, listen, you can pick Myles Garrett every game, okay? You really could. He has 11 sacks on the year. I think it's tied for the lead in the NFL going into today. If Myles Garrett can't get to Lamar Jackson, the Browns are going to lose. If the Browns can't get to Lamar Jackson, obviously the Browns are going to lose. The defense is going to have to show up. They're at home. This is when they're at their best. They're going to have to contain Lamar, keep him in the pocket, make him beat them from within the pocket. And when they get chances to sack him, do it. And that's when Lamar Jackson comes in to play, or when he gets double teamed and triple teamed. Yes, he doesn't make the sack, but he opens up the opportunity for everybody else. So for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, I say the big dog to stop them is Myles Garrett. I'm going to go with 2 sacks today for Myles Garrett. I'm going to give him 2 sacks today. I'm going to give him 8 double teams, 1 triple team, and 1 Myles Garrett dance. Myles Garrett, my big dog of the game. Jalen Ramsey got chucked out of the game. It's been super chippy. Dylan's not throwing 4 touchdowns. 2 were for lucky, but he's not still in college. We can take all the blessings from this point. My dark horse is Shador. I think Prime will be at the game. Shador's not playing, so that's going to be hard to be big dog of the game if you're not playing. But I love your optimism. We also had some injuries. I'm currently being subject to Mason Rudolph. What happened to Aaron Rodgers? I seen something happen to his hand. Is it serious? Is it serious? And get your predictions in. Who wins today's game, ladies and gentlemen? Who wins? Ravens or Browns? The Baltimore Ravens or the Cleveland Browns? Who wins today? Let me know. Who you got? Put it in the chat. The 4-5 Ravens versus the 2-7 Cleveland Browns. Who you got? Who you got? Who you got? Look at that. Singing a song. Wrist injury? Okay. What I think about Zach Ryder returning? It wasn't bad. It didn't make me jump out of my seat. I knew he was going to lose expeditiously. But it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad at all. Nothing too serious. What up, Brandy? How are you feeling, Brandy? How are you feeling? Are you doing better? 27-13 Ravens. Ravens win today by 2 TDs. Cleveland Browns, I hope. Ravens win unless the gambling NFL bosses say differently. Ravens, how much I hate to say that as a Steelers fan. What up, Dwayne? 35-34. The Browns with 35 points. All right, Shino, what are you drinking? (24-21) us. Ravens 28. Cleveland 13. AAA. Ravens by a lot. Stephanie. Don't take this as me hoping he gets injured, but Aaron Rodgers is the only person I don't care if he gets injured. He can go smoke his weird plants and take his sniffing salt off the field. His weird plant? That guy is crazy if he thinks Dylan Gabriel is going to do good today. We need Shador point blank. He's a Pittsburgh fan. Take that with a grain of salt. He just wants the Browns to win by any means necessary. Corey, you need to look up. I'm not looking up any Pittsburgh catch, China. I don't care about Pittsburgh. I'm not looking about Pittsburgh. You think I'm going to take my time to look at a Pittsburgh catch? Are you crazy? You think I'm going to take my look up Pittsburgh? No. I'm doing better, thank you. Dylan will throw 5 picks today. DG coming out the half. Pick 6. Be more for the win. Miles. Okay. So, before I give you who I think is going to win today, and we head out of here. I appreciate everybody who is in the building today. Hopefully you all will come back for the watch party at 4:25. Steelers, Browns on CBS. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens coming into town to take on Myles Garrett and the Cleveland Browns, 2-7, looking to play spoiler for the rest of the year. Already we're playing spoiler. What has the world come to? I was going back and forth with picking this game. I am dead serious. And the reason why is because the Browns defense is very good at home. And for a while at Baltimore, they were shutting down the Ravens. They held Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry to basically nothing rushing. But the offense couldn't muster up enough, and they finally broke down. But at home, their defense is even much better. The crowd gets behind them. And I was thinking maybe, just maybe, if the Browns defense can get a touchdown, they can win this football game. But then I went to my brain and I said, I don't think it's going to happen. I picked the Ravens to win this football game, unfortunately. I think it's going to be a close game, though, due to the defense. But with our lack of offensive firepower, I'm going to go 20-13. I just don't think the Browns offense has enough until they prove me otherwise. I got the Ravens by 7. I think the defense keeps us in the game, but I think in the second half, due to them being on the field too long, the Ravens will win. And if you want to boo me, you can. All right. See you in a little bit. Can't wait for the watch party. You are entertaining for those of us who can't watch. Thank you, Casey. What up, Fred? Fred Mayo the Great. I've been looking for you. You changed the name and I didn't know it. I'm back. Hey, Fred, if you're subscribed and your notifications on, it shouldn't change anything, man. You should get everything, but it doesn't matter, Fred. Yes, we're the Dog Check channel. New name, same energy, same everything. New era, but I'm glad you're back. Hopefully you're here for the watch party. That's what I got for you. That's what I think is going to happen. Hopefully I am wrong. We'll see. So I will see you guys in about a half an hour. Until next time.
Dog check! Dog check!
It's all love. Peace.